Okay, welcome to all. So this is a requested video. So today we are going to discuss about the electrically operated linear actuator. We will not discuss much more about the mm, calculation part, even though it's involved lot of calculations to design or to select the uh, sizing of the actuator. Okay, I have designed a very precision linear actuator with very high stroke length for some special purpose, but today we are not going to discuss about the design aspect of it. We will discuss more about the in simple way we will understand the working principle of linear actuator and how is to be operated. Okay, we will take some particular uh, one model and how to operate it. Okay, so basically this is the view of a linear actuator. Okay, so this is the motor. Basically linear actuator will convert the rotational motion to linearly push-pull motion, push or pull. Okay, so here it is very simple. You can use any kind of motor. You can use here stepper motor, any DC motor, AC induction motor. Then this mechanism, basically this is the gear mechanism. So this will basically to elevate the torque based on the mechanical advantage of the gear assembly. And this arrangement it's a ball screw arrangement. We know ball screw is a power screw. I am not going in details of that. So what is happening here, if the motor rotates in one direction, so this screw, it will rotate, and this is the nut. So with the nut, actually the shell, the shaft will be connected, and if this screw is rotate, then the shaft will give a push or pull accordingly. This is the simple mechanism, very simple thing to understand how it's operate. So this is basically very simple thing, but to select, because when I have the particular torque requirement, so that basically it will be given in the data sheet. From there you can select the sizing of your linear actuator. Okay, so main part of a linear actuator is motor, the gear assembly, and the power screw, ball screw or lead screw, whatever may be that arrangement. So here it is more simpler way it is explained. So this is the motor, gear assembly, and here one thing is there, it is brake. This part is the brake. So normally these brakes are friction brake. Friction brake means the two disc, the stationary part, the one part will be rigidly coupled with the rotating shaft, and there will be a spring which is press the friction plate with the disc. So to release that, again that one that we will understand in the subsequent slide. So once the electrical power given to the coil of the brake, then the coil will get magnetized and it will pull, it will release the brake. Okay. So this is basically the friction brake arrangement. You see, this is the spring. This is the spring. This is spring. This is your. Those are the friction plate. So you see, normally this part is tight with, this is through a Allen screw. This is, or some key. It is connected with the shaft. So normally this spring, it will be preloaded, so that there will be a push, and this area is the providing the friction. So normally the shaft is tight, it will not allow to rotate. Now once you are given the electrical supply to the coil, this is the coil, then this core will be getting magnetized, and it will pull that. This magnet, once it is get magnetized, it will pull. Then this area, now you see when the power is applied, so there is a gap, so that there is no friction. Now it will rotate. So this is normally a common type of brake which is used in the mechanical actuator. So here you see, now this is the friction disc. Okay, so once this coil get supply given, it get magnetized, and this will attract the armature, and now it is free. There is a gap. Now it is, shaft can rotate. So this is the brake used in linear actuator. So basically this is the animated video. You see, the motor is rotating based on the gear ratio. The ball screw also rotating, and based on that this nut is moving up and down. So if you want to give a push, then you have to rotate the motor one direction, and for pull, opposite to that. So this is basically the operation. This is one basic working principle of linear actuator. Now let us understand the connection. So normally in common, here one more thing it is there. So there will be some potentiometer. Okay, so this is plus, minus, and this is your position. This is your position feedback. So now you see, this is the linear actuator, model number LA24. Make is Thomson make. So this motor is AC motor. So there will be normally 4 wires for operation. One is black, red, orange, and white. So white is neutral. So this is 230 volt. Both brake and motors are operating with 230 volt AC, 50 hertz. So now if, and this is the, this capacitor is given because if you are applying the voltage line at black and white as neutral, then the motor will rotate clockwise direction, and if you are giving supply to red and neutral, means line and neutral to red and white, then it will rotate anti-clockwise. Okay. Okay, so this is basically the thing, and this is the brake. Whatever clockwise and anti-clockwise, your brake is to be released. So now if I make, this is, say, this is black, this is black, this is red, this is orange, and this is white. So for push and for pull, what should be this one? Because for white, both the all the time it should be neutral is connected, and for push, your line should be applied to black and orange, and for pull, line should be applied to here and here. Here nothing. So basically this is the operation. So when you are applying the 230 volt line to blue and orange wire and neutral to white wire, then the shaft of the linear actuator will give a push. And alternatively, if you are connecting line to red and orange wire and neutral to the white wire, then it will pull. This is simple mechanism. So this can be done using few relays. You can relay and push button, you can make it. And sometimes there should be some limit, because the stroke length, if you are keep on pressing, then if the ball screw, if it is reaching at either end, you see, so this is one limit and this is one limit. So normally some actuator have the inbuilt limit switch, or sometime we will use some limit switch externally. Okay, so using that you can operate it. A simple circuit we can make. So now, sorry. So now you see black, red, orange, white. Black, red, orange, white. So now I am using some contact. This is black, this is red, this is orange, and this is white, through some contact. Say this contact is coming from relay 1, this is coming from relay 2, this is relay 3, and this is relay 4. Okay, so what we will do, this all the three, it will be connected to phase, means line of the AC, and this point it will be connected to neutral. Okay, so now here is the relay, those relay coils. So this is the relay coil for R1, this is the relay coil for R2, R4. Okay. So now you see this is R1, R2, R3 and R4. Now for forward operation, because this is going to break, so for forward operation R1 and R3 should be energized. So this R1 and R3, and for reverse operation sorry, yeah, for forward operation R1, R3 and R4. So R1, R3 and R4. So here, so now you can use here a push button. This is your push button, and this is your, say, 24 volt relay you are using. So now if you press this, so you see, if you are pressing this, then 1, 3, 4 will be energized. Okay. Now for reverse operation, and here you can give a NC contact for your, say, this is for forward operation or extend operation. So this NC contact you can give from the reverse push button, so that once the reverse push button press, then if you press forward also, this reverse will not work. Okay. Similarly, the similar way you can make the opposite means the reverse operation. For reverse operation, this 2, 3 and 4 should be energized. So for that you can make arrangement. So this is your, again this is 24 volt, and this is your reverse operation, and here I am giving one more NC contact. So this NC is coming from the forward push button. So this is the interlocks. Okay, and once this is there, then you connect these things. So here 2, and you are giving so 2, 3, 4. So you can give the same thing here, but you need, when you are pressing the reverse, then this should not be, this R1 should not be actuated. So you have to isolate it. So that means here you can give one more NC contact, from the reverse push button. So if you press that, then that this R1 will be, once you press this R1, because this is connected, so once you press this power will go only 2, 3 and 4. There will be no R1. So this is just I am telling one logic. You can make the logic either way. So basic thing is, for forward operation, this B, O and W, this is to be the supply should go through this. So B and O, there line should come, and W should be connected to neutral. and for reverse operation R, O and W. So in this way you can make the logic. Anyway, that you can think by your own. You can use some power contactor also, that are also good option. So this is basically all about the working and working principle of linear actuator and how it is to be operated. Thank you.